show you my toys.
Hey everybody, this is D Hunter bringing another action figure review. Today we're going to look at the McFarlane Toys Fortnite Wildcard figure, both the red and black versions. Now you may notice that I have two of these guys in front of you. Well, I actually got a total of 4 of these guys because I wanted to display all their different heads at the same time. I plan to use these guys not only for Fortnite figures, but also to make the Royal Flush Gang from DC Comics. I do realize these guys are not comic or cartoon accurate, but I think they're going to make a pretty cool Royal Flush Gang, a suited gang of guys all with different playing card masks. So I did purchase the Jazwares figures of these guys, and although they're very nice, they're a little bit small compared to some of my other action figure collections. These McFarlane figures are 7-inch scale. They should fit in nicely with my DC Direct and DC Collectibles type figures. So let's check out the packaging here. Here on the red guy, you can see 22 points of articulation, Fortnite, high stakes. I believe that to be the LTM mode you had to get this guy originally from. 2 different heads, masks, the heart and the diamond. He comes with a Crowbar Pickaxe as well as his briefcase back bling. I see a stand back there as well. Wildcard, Epic Games, ages 12 plus. There's a little barcode thing here. I've really never known what to do with these. If anyone knows, please put it in the comments below. On the top here, you can see the guy emoting a little heart symbol. Fortnite, red wildcard logo. McFarlane Toys with the Spawn logo up there. One side of the package, he's adjusting his tie. Other side of the package, he's throwing up a little heart emote. On the bottom, we've got a barcode as well as several credits. On the back side, you can see the 2 wildcard guys next to each other, as well as a ton of other McFarlane Fortnite figures. And then here on the black package, pretty much the same thing. 22 points of articulation, Fortnite, Epic Games, wildcard. This guy comes with 2 different heads, the spade and the club. He's got a Grapple Launcher, a Llama back bling, as well as a stand. On one side, he's adjusting his sort of sleeve or cuff link. On the other side, he's got his hands together, posed up. On the top here, waving his finger at you, like Bottom, we've got a barcode and a bunch of credits. And the back side, pretty much identical to the other figure. So I'm pretty excited for these guys. Let's go and open them up and see if they deliver on the hype I set for myself. Alright, well now that we got these guys out of the package, here they are with all their accessories laid out. And I must tell you, my first thoughts are these guys are great. Just handling them, moving them around a little bit. Very, very impressed with these guys. This might be my favorite Fortnite figure, and without even looking deep into the figure. Love the suited body, love how big they are, love the detail. As you can see here, the figures come with different accessories, both the red and black versions. Each one comes with an alternate head. I definitely prefer that over the alternate faceplate that Jazwares did. So here's the black version. We've got the spade and the club. They come with alternate heads. Comes with a crystal llama back bling, although there's a little bit of confusion there. We'll talk about that more as we look at that accessory. And the grappler and a stand. Then we've got the red version. You can see the diamond and the heart. They have the briefcase back bling. It's called the cuff case. And they also have the crowbar pickaxe, which are really, really cool accessories. One thing I do notice about all these guys, they don't even come with a single gun. Come on now. Got 4 figures here that I'm going to have to find guns for. Little bit annoying, but their accessories are great with what they are. But before we look at the accessories in depth, let's check out the actual figure. This here's the spade. His mask looks great. You can see it's got straps sort of attached to the back. His neck is black, so you wouldn't really be able to attach a standard head on there for a suited guy. Love his suit and articulation. 3-piece suit, white vest, white shirt, white jacket, black tie. Looking great. Love how much he can move. If this is how McFarlane's suited guys are going to be, I can't wait for them to start tackling some Batman figures next year. Overall, just really, really liking this guy. His articulation is superb. His detail is great. I love that he's a full 7-inch figure. Next, let's check out his accessories. So first of all, he does come with a Fortnite stand, 2 pegs, Fortnite. Pretty basic. Now I'm not much of a stand guy, so these are all going to go into a huge box of stands, never to be seen again. Next, let's check out their heads. Now McFarlane did release a red and black version. In my opinion, the obvious reason is to get you to have to buy at least 2 of these guys instead of having one with 4 different heads like Jazwares did. but it's okay because I was going to get 4 of them either way. So as you can see, the figure here, he's got his spade head on. It does come off with complete ease. The peg actually stays in the head, which is a little bit different than usual figure head swaps. And it goes back on with ease as well. And then here is a good look at all 4 of the different heads. As you can see, all 4 different suits of the card is represented: the spade, club, diamond, and heart. I think they look awesome. The detail's way better than the Jazwares figure. Overall, I'm very impressed with these guys. They're going to make a great suited gang in my Batman world, the Royal Flush Gang. And then just so you know, there is absolutely no difference in the body on the black and red wildcard figures. There's absolutely no reason you can't put one of the red heads on the black figure. It looks exactly the same. Next, let's check out their back blings. First of all, the one on the right is called the cuff case back bling. It will double up as a briefcase, so these guys are definitely able to hold, as well as a back bling for their back. Has a handcuff here, kind of permanently attached, doesn't move like the Jazwares version. And then here we've got the Crystal Llama back bling. And the reason I said there's some confusion with this is in the game you earn this back bling by playing the heist mode and whatnot, but you only can get a white, red, or green version. I do believe the loading screen maybe had a blue one, but a little bit odd that it's not game accurate. Perhaps it's supposed to represent the actual Crystal Llama that you pick up, but it's actually used the back bling on the figure, so. And so here they are wearing all 4 of their back blings. You can see both a front and back view of each of the guys. One cool feature about the Llama back bling, it is somewhat transparent. You can see his white suit through it. Pretty cool. And then as you can see here, the briefcase can not only be worn as a back bling, but it can double up as an actual briefcase as well. His hands are made perfect. They can hold gun, briefcase, pickaxe. Perfect hands on this figure. A metal briefcase with a handcuff attached has so many uses in my action figure world. And then here are these 2 back blings compared to all the different back blings that McFarlane Toys has made for their Fortnite figures so far. A lot of variety and diversity. Just like the game, you're able to customize your character and what he wears. And then here are all the McFarlane back blings in the back compared with all the Jazwares back blings in the front. We do have a lot of back blings to choose from at this point. These 2 different companies' back blings do scale up just fine next to each other. Unfortunately, they're not interchangeable as the pegs are different sizes and it simply just does not work out. And then as you can see here, their back blings truly are interchangeable between McFarlane figures. You can see the wild cards wearing a bunch of other back blings, as well as a bunch of other figures wearing the wildcard back blings. And then here's the McFarlane back bling on the top, compared with the Jazwares back bling from the same figure below. The biggest noticeable difference is going to be the handcuff. It's permanently attached on this one, and this one here, it's mobile, which is definitely cooler. You may notice the peg on the Jazwares figure is considerably larger than the one on the McFarlane figure, and that is why they are not interchangeable. I've definitely tried to jam that one onto a McFarlane figure plenty of times. It just does not work. This one obviously will fit in the Jazwares figure, but will fall right out. Either way, they're both really cool items for my action figure collection. Really enjoying this accessory. Next, let's take a look at his Crowbar Pickaxe. This is a great accessory. It's got kind of a handle area in the middle for gripping, split at the top, not at the bottom, a little bit of a bendy material. Crowbar like this, absolutely great accessory for my action figure collection, whether it be for a thief breaking into something or Joker beating down Robin. And then here it is compared to all the different McFarlane pickaxes they've released so far. It is by far the smallest one of all of them. And then here are all the McFarlane Fortnite pickaxes on the top compared with all the Jazwares pickaxes below. And yes, these items are definitely interchangeable between the 2 brands. And then as you can see here, his pickaxe is definitely interchangeable with the other McFarlane Fortnite figures. as well as being interchangeable with the Jazwares figures. You can see here Wildcard holding their pickaxes and the Jazwares figures holding the Wildcard Crowbar Pickaxe. All the pickaxes in both lines are interchangeable, and I do like that feature. And then here the McFarlane Crowbar Pickaxe compared with the Jazwares Crowbar Pickaxe. What I find interesting is the McFarlane one is quite a bit shorter than the Jazwares version. Considering the Jazwares figures are smaller, this one almost fits in better with them, and this one better with the McFarlane figures. Very similar detail, they're both split on the top. A little bit different, this one's flat at the bottom, this one's split at the bottom. They both have the hand grip, and they're both absolutely awesome for other action figures. And then here are the McFarlane figures holding the Jazwares pickaxe, and the Jazwares figures holding the McFarlane pickaxe. Like I said before, I almost think these fit in better like this than the way they came. And then here are all four of the McFarlane Wildcard team holding the four Jazwares pickaxes that I have. That is one little complaint about these McFarlane figures. Between buying all four of these, I only got 2 pickaxes. It's like they counted the head as an accessory and refused to give us the full amount they used to give us. Gun, pickaxe, back bling, stand. And then here he is walking by a building and he hears something. He's going to chop his way through there, find out what that noise is. Then keeps on chopping away till he breaks through the wall, finds out what the noise was. It was a chest, and he's definitely hoping to get a legendary scar out of that thing. Next, let's check out his Grapple Launcher. You can see here, it looks pretty cool. It's a close thing to a gun that these guys have. It has sort of a suction cup at the front, sort of transparent part here covering it up. It doesn't actually come out. I really wish it did. It'd be cool if it came out, had a string attached, and was a true suction cup. That'd be pretty nice. You can see here where the rope's all sort of wound up at the front. So it looks pretty cool. This was first introduced in the Heist game mode and then brought into the regular Battle Royale for a brief period of time. Then here they are holding the grapples. They do utilize their trigger fingers and work pretty good for this figure. And then can the Jazwares figures utilize the grapple? They sure can. Their trigger finger fits in there just fine. A little bit large compared to the guy, almost a little bit cartoony, but Fornite itself is kind of exaggerated like that anyway. And even though they don't come with any guns themselves, they are able to utilize all the other McFarlane figures' weapons very nicely with their trigger finger and everything. And then here they are holding some Jazwares 6-inch figures weapons, working perfectly for them as well. Next, let's check them out with several custom or substitution accessories to enhance my Fortnite figures. Here they are in a couple of shopping carts, 2 different duos attacking each other. These shopping carts I got from a meeting a really long time ago and I've always kept them. I feel like they're slightly overscaled for these size figures, but not by much. I do feel like the shopping cart that McFarlane has shown us and is going to be releasing is going to be exactly the same size as these. Can't wait to get more information on when that's going to hit. Here they are covering their leader as he's opening a chest, looking for some good loot. And then here they are, all 4 of them, utilizing a campfire to heal the whole squad at the same time. And then here they are, the squad covering one of them as he opens up a llama. And then here they are, full squad of wildcards, all using balloons at the same time, getting ready to cover a lot of ground real fast. Next, let's see how they fit in with the McFarlane Fortnite gliders they released recently. First of all, they look pretty good, jumping off the launch pad portion of the glider pack. And yes, he does work great with this McFarlane glider. He looks fantastic and his hands fit on it just fine. And here they are holding a bunch of heal and shield items from the Jazwares figures. Now that we've taken a very in-depth look at his accessories and how they blend in with other Fortnite figures, as well as a ton of accessories you can use to add to this figure, next let's check out the height of this figure. This is a McFarlane Fortnite figure. They're typically around 7 inches tall. So it looks like this guy here, sitting just a little bit under 7 inches, at least a full 6 3/4 inches tall. Next, let's check out this guy's articulation, and it is pretty nice. So let's start off with the head here. Of course, it can go around absolutely no problem. It can look down quite a bit and up quite a bit as well. And we do know it is removable. So then his shoulders, they go out more than 90 degrees, which is pretty cool. They're on a ball joint, a ton of range of motion there. Now, there's a ball joint inside, and there's another sort of bit of articulation here, so it's like double shouldered up. I don't even know what you call that thing. Bicep cut here, double jointed elbows, can go completely in, very nice. He can scratch his shoulder, his head, cover his mouth, all kind of cool things. His wrist, of course, it can go around completely, and it's hinged as well. He's got some kind of ab crunch under here. I can't really see what it is. I believe they have a ball joint up here as well as down here. Gives him a ton of range of motion there. Then his legs, they go out that far. I really do like his crotch area. Looks pretty good for the most part. Not fond of figures like these. They have sort of bulky sort of area down there. Their legs, I don't like the way they move. They did something a little bit different with the Omega and Carbide figures. I like that quite a bit there. This guy here is something kind of in between. It looks like a T-crotch, but it's definitely not. I think it looks pretty good. His legs go out that far. You can see inside of here, there's, I don't know, very odd articulation. It goes forward that far, back that far. Double jointed knees, they go all the way back. His feet go up and down, up and down. There is toe articulation, and they can go around. And they don't really tilt too much. You might be able to alter the ball in there to get that to work. Next, let's check him out compared to his Jazwares counterpart, slightly smaller version of the Wildcard. Then we'll check him out compared to a bunch of other Fortnite figures, and then we'll check him out compared with some Batman figures to see him as I'm going to be using in his Royal Flush Gang. So here he is next to his slightly smaller counterpart, the same Wildcard from Jazwares. Notice here they both have the Spade's head, although I notice the Spade is on a different side of each one of their faces. So let's check out the difference in articulation. You can definitely see the Jazwares guy is shorter considerably than the McFarlane toy. Jazwares is a hair smaller than Hasbro Marvel Legends, and then McFarlane Fortnite is the size of NECA or Diamond Select or DC Collectibles. So their heads here, pretty similar articulation scheme, up and down, side to side. Shoulders, he's got the double shoulders here. He's got just a regular ball joint here. You can hear it clicking into place. Both of them have a very nice range of motion. They both have double jointed elbows, very similar wrists, hinged and can turn swivel. He does have, I'd say, less articulation here. Similar ball joint up top that he has under here. And then regular standard waist articulation here where he has a second ball joint. Legs, similar enough. Totally different. I mean, this guy has a standard sort of ball jointed leg, and he's got some kind of different articulation, makes the suited leg look a little better. They both have double jointed knees, and one thing the Jazwares has is he can ankle rock a little bit better than the McFarlane. And then as you can see here are the two fully assembled teams of Wildcards from both Jazwares and McFarlane. McFarlane and Jazwares are considerably different height-wise. I mean, they can be fudged in from certain angles, but there is a pretty noticeable difference between the two. Even if I leave the Jazwares figures up a notch on the sidewalk with the McFarlane ones on the table, their height may be closer, but their overall bodies are just a different scale overall. I did go ahead and Google Fortnite game Wildcard Spade images, and it looks like Jazwares actually placed the Spade on the wrong side of the face. McFarlane got it right. At least in my opinion, the McFarlane figure is considerably better than the Jazwares one. But one thing the McFarlane figure didn't do as good as the Jazwares is the accessory department. The Jazwares figures came with 2 guns, the briefcase, and the crowbar, and all 4 faces each, whereas the Jazwares came with crowbar and briefcase and 2 faces, or Llama and Grapple and 2 faces. Jazwares actually came with an extra gun that you could give each one of these guys and have 8 guns for 8 figures total. And then here they are next to one of each figure that McFarlane has released from Fortnite. The collection's getting pretty big. The next 2 they're going to release are the robot Aim and Ragnarok. And then here they are next to the entire collection of Jazwares 6-inch figures. A little bit smaller than McFarlane, but makes a pretty big Fortnite universe together. All the different Fortnite figures that I've gotten multiples of over the years would be the McFarlane Skull Trooper, McFarlane Green Glow Skull Trooper, the Jazwares Purple Glow Skull Trooper. I got all those to use as Scarecrow Thugs, henchmen in my Batman world. Then we got the Jazwares Wildcard figure, the McFarlane Wildcard figure. Both of them were to be Royal Flush Gang in my Batman world. And then we've got the Rabbit Raider, and I use them as Mad Hatter Thugs or henchmen in my Batman world. And then here they are next to my entire Fortnite collection. All the figures I have, they can make a pretty big battle royale. And then here's my entire Fortnite collection in one giant battle royale. As you can see here, all kind of guys shooting, flying, eliminating. Absolutely crazy stuff going on in the city. Everyone here trying to get the dub. Absolute intense fight. Next, let me show you how I'm going to incorporate them into my Batman universe. Like I said, the Royal Flush Gang, they're not comic accurate, but they're a great gang. I sort of look at them as Arkham styled version of the Royal Flush Gang. And then here they are breaking into a safe at one of Gotham's most elite citizens' office. And here they are doing a deal with another of Gotham's gangs. Here's the Red Hood gang with some money, going to purchase some stuff off the Royal Flush Gang. You can see them with their duffel bags there. And then here they are in their base, killing time until their next heist. And then speaking of the Royal Flush Gang, and these would be the type of Batman figures I would use my Jazwares Wildcard figures with. These are Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures. The Jazwares fit in pretty decent scale and style-wise with these type of figures. But now these McFarlane Wildcard figures, they fit in with a larger scale, slightly more realistic looking Batman figure. These are the DC Collectibles Arkham Knight figures. They scale up perfectly with these guys. And then here they are with some more DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. 2 of the 3 of these are from the DC Essentials line, and they do fit in great with these wild cards. Now, my first thought when I first saw this figure online and first had this figure in my hands was he totally reminds me of this DC Direct or DC Collectibles Arkham Origins Black Mask. From the build of the figure to the height to the suit. And then speaking of white suited action figures, here's a bunch of them from my collection. We've got figures from Yamato, Mafex, Mattel Multiverse, DC Direct, DC Collectibles, McFarlane Toys, Hasbro Marvel Legends, Mezco, NECA, and Jazwares. Next, I'd like to compare them with various other action figure lines, just in case you're planning to get these guys for substitutions or customization purposes, to see which lines they fit in best scale and style-wise with. And here they are next to some of their McFarlane Toys brothers. These are 4 different action figure lines made by McFarlane Toys, the same company made this Wildcard figure. Now here they are next to some DST or Diamond Select Toys figures. And then here they are compared with some NECA figures. And then here they are next to some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. And then here they are next to some Mezco 1/12 collection soft goods figures. And then here they are next to some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures. And then here they are next to some Mafex figures. And then here they are compared with some Hasbro Marvel Legends figures. And then here they are next to some Mattel Movie Master figures. And then here they are next to some SH Figure Arts figures. So I must say, I'm liking this figure. I'm liking this figure a lot. Not only is this my favorite Fortnite figure, both Jazwares and McFarlane, but it's one of the favorite figures I've gotten in a long time. These guys are big. They're articulated very nicely. Their paint job is crisp. It is great. Their suits are fantastic. Their faces look great. They're going to make an absolute fantastic gang in my Batman world. I have these guys to work with my larger action figures, as well as the Jazwares version to work with my smaller lines of action figures. I must say, if I were to rate these figures, I'd give them a 9 out of 10. That is the absolute highest rating I've given a figure since I started doing YouTube reviews. Don't get me wrong, there might be some Alien and Predator figures that I would consider a little bit better than them, but compared to the other Fortnite figures and McFarlane figures, these guys are awesome. Highly recommend them. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add it in the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. Appreciate it. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you guys real soon.